guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Yesenia and I do a lot of motherhood, lifestyle, productivity, and just wellness videos. So if you're into that kind of stuff, definitely check my channel out and subscribe. I'm currently 31 weeks pregnant with baby girl number two. And this time around, my baby registry is a lot shorter, a lot less things than my first time going around because as we all know it, as first-time moms, we try to prepare for every single scenario. We want to have a little bit of everything to see what works for our babies. And once you pass that first-time mom phase, you realize how much you don't need, how much your baby just basically needs to sleep, poop, and drink milk for the first few months of life anyway. And so I wanted to come back on here as a soon-to-be second-time mom and make a new video of what I'm actually buying for baby number two. A lot of the things, granted, I already have from the first time. I'm trying to not buy as much because the truth is they don't really need a lot. To jump right in, we're gonna go into the sleep category because they're gonna be sleeping for most of the time when they're newborns. Seriously, I don't know where all my time went during this time, but I actually just recently purchased the Halo Bassinet 3.0 swivel bassinet. I just got it about 2 days ago. I haven't opened it yet. But what I really like about this bassinet is the fact that you can remove the little bed area and move it around the house with you, which I think is going to be so convenient having a toddler already. If baby falls asleep in her bassinet in my room or something, I can always just pick up the bassinet thingy, take it to the living room, let her nap while I can see my toddler, I can cook, and just keep an eye on her, obviously, while I have my other little girl running around. I also like that you can adjust the height and has this breathable mesh, which I think I had it with my first bassinet as well. But with my first bassinet, the reason I didn't keep it for any future babies is because I didn't really like it. I don't remember the name of the first one I got, but basically I only purchased that bassinet because it had a mesh cover and I was concerned about my cats jumping in with the baby. But at the end of the day, my cats just didn't mess with her. They didn't pay attention to her if she was in the bassinet. They were a little curious when she was out of it, and it didn't even hold the cat's weight. It would just kind of sink down. So once we finished with that bassinet, I was like, okay, I'm not really gonna use this again. So that's why we got this new bassinet. I do feel like it's on the pricier side, it being like around 220 bucks. I love the fact that it's portable. That's the biggest factor in my purchase. And for me, I've learned that sometimes it's better to just splurge a little bit here and there instead of getting these cheap items they're gonna hate throughout certain times. Still in the topic of bassinets, I do want to buy a couple more fitted sheets. I still do have my old fitted sheets from my last bassinet, like about 2 or 3, which I think is just about fine. But I did want to purchase these 100% cotton sheets, which supposedly they're supposed to be really comfortable, really breathable, a really good material for babies, I guess. I'm not sure. They look comfy and they look cute. So I wanted to buy her own little pair of new sheets. And that way she'll have like a total of, I think, 4 to 5 sheets, which is definitely enough for a newborn. Something I should already have stored downstairs in my basement, which I haven't even looked through, are Velcro swaddles. If you're a first-time mom and you're wondering like, how do I swaddle the burrito layout? Like, I don't know how to do it. It takes a few tries to learn how to do it with a normal blanket, but the Velcro swaddle just makes it so easy. And of course, it's baby dependent. I think if you've seen enough of these videos, you know, each baby likes their own things. What one baby loves, another baby will absolutely hate and cry about it. But for me, Velcro swaddles were the absolute best. I would just burrito up that baby, bam, bam, and she would knock out. We all know that newborns love still to be like in a little closed space because obviously they were in a tiny area for 9 months, so they still like to be all cuddled up. Something else that I already do have or should have somewhere downstairs is a portable sound machine. Now, I know a lot of moms love the Hatch sound machine, and to be honest with you, I've been kind of tempted to buy it. But at the same time, I don't think I need to spend 60 bucks on it just because I haven't done my research. So let's get that out of the way. But I don't know if you can turn the light on and off. I'm pretty sure you can. But I just feel like the portable one, to me, is just a better alternative because I can not only just leave it in my room and leave it next to her crib, but if we go out in the car, I can use it. If we're out in the living room, I can have it like next to her bassinet area. And basically, it's portable. When I had my first, we did live in a 2-story townhome, so I used to carry it upstairs and downstairs if we're just hanging out there. And I just really like the fact that it's tiny and you don't have to have it plugged into the wall all the time. But of course, if you don't plan on going anywhere, if you don't plan on moving to different areas, then I think the Hatch might be better. To piggyback off of that, I also always do have an air filter in my room, so it has that sound always going on. So I think that adds a second layer of sound of what's that called, white sound. So maybe that's why I find it really effective, but then again, I like the portableness of it. Up next, from sleepy time to poopy time, we're gonna jump into the hygiene station. Something that I did have with my first that I'm going to get around the second time again are wipey warmers. Now you're gonna hear a lot of moms say you don't need it, it's a waste of money, it's basically like a luxury baby item. But to be quite honest, I had my first during the winter months and my house would get really cold, especially at nighttime, and those wipies used to be freezing. I would hate to use it on myself if I had to go use the bathroom at 2 in the morning and then that thing just shocks me. So of course it's gonna shock a tiny little newborn. I personally really liked it with my first, and I didn't keep it because I didn't love the brand that I used. I had the Munchkin one, and the nightlight was just way too bright for me. I sleep in dark spaces and the light would just annoy the heck out of me, and I feel like it wasn't the best at not drying out the wipies. So this time around I want to try the one from Hiccup Baby, I think it's called. It had a lot of great reviews. I'm just gonna give it a shot. But if you're a first-time mom contemplating whether you need it or you don't, it's not a need, but I like to think of the baby as a little tiny human that can't communicate, can't really talk for themselves and say, hey, that wipey's cold, you know? And no, my baby did not just get used to warm wipies. We would really only do the warm wipies in our room because that's where the wipies were. If we were downstairs hanging out during the daytime or we were out and about, we would use normal cold wipies and she was fine. This next item, I've been contemplating whether I wanted to get it or not, and it is a diaper pail. The first time around I had I'm having a brain fart right now, but I don't remember the brand, but it's the one that you have to buy the extra, I think it's the Munchkin one, but you have to buy the extra bags for it. They're kind of expensive and it adds up. So this time around, I want to get the Ubi diaper pail, which you can use your own trash bags, so there's no like added expense to it. And it really just helps contain that horrible like newborn poop smell, which I don't want to smell poop every single time I open the kitchen garbage to throw things away. So I'll just have that tiny garbage pail here next to the changing table. It's my little extra luxury item, I guess. After long days of poopy diapers and blowouts, obviously it's time to shower the baby. And I really liked this 4Moms bathtub that I bought with my first. I do not know why I got rid of this bathtub knowing that I wanted more children in the future. I think I lost like a baby insert in the move or something. But essentially this bathtub is awesome. Basically it has a newborn insert, which a lot of bathtubs have, which is great because your baby's gonna grow in the next 2, 3, 4 months rapidly. So they might not need the insert in just a couple months and you can always just remove it. But when you first purchase it, it does have an insert. And a feature that I really like is that it has a built-in thermometer to see what the water temperature is like and if it's comfortable for the baby. Of course, another trick you can use without using any special features is using the front of your wrist, because you're gonna feel it be hotter here than your normal hand. I think just because it's rougher and you have like less nerves or something like that. But essentially you can feel if it's too hot for the baby by testing it here. But I do enjoy that little added feature of having the thermometer, and it has a clean water reservoir in the front. So that way you can constantly keep washing the baby with clean water. And then the dirty water is gonna go to the bottom and just get out of the tub. I feel like I didn't explain that well, but I'm gonna try to post a little video or something here so you can see what I'm actually talking about. Before I had this bathtub, I actually had another basic one. I think it was called Angel Care Baby, and it's one of the really basic newborn ones. But to be quite honest with you, she was so tiny and I feel like it was hard to put her in and out of it. Of course, I was a first-time mom, so I was scared to do anything with my baby. But I did feel it was a lot easier with the 4Moms bathtub, so I'm hoping this time around I can just get it from the start, and that way I don't really struggle with putting this little fragile baby in and out of the bathtub. Now with my first, we didn't really go out for like the first 2-3 months. We were just basically homebound and we would go like on little walks here and there. But now that I'm gonna be a second-time mom and I have a little toddler that's energetic and wants to go to the park and we need to do groceries and all that fun stuff, this baby is probably gonna go out a lot faster than my first. So the next category is travel. I do want to try a new diaper bag. I have the Hat brand one and it's actually still up here in my closet. It's great. I'm gonna use it. But I want a more backpack style diaper bag. This one does have the option for a backpack, but it's not comfortable and it feels like it's gonna fall off your shoulders. That's something that I found I didn't really love about it. And now that I'm gonna be handling 2 kids, I don't really care to do the cross bag thing. It's gonna be a lot. So I really just want a new spacious diaper bag that I can carry on my back, and that way I have my hands free shoulders free and the bag is not falling off me. The one I currently have my eyes on is this one called Rosine diaper bag from Amazon. The diaper bag is black and I feel like that's just easier. Honestly, it doesn't get dirty, it's more versatile, it matches with any outfit. And what I really like about it is, I'm gonna like try to show you here, I love that it has like a structured way to open it, and it's not just this flimsy free-for-all. So I'm hoping that way I can organize her bottles, diapers, my toddler snacks. I don't really plan to carry my whole life in this diaper bag like I did the first time around. A lot of those extra items and emergency items I'm always gonna keep in the car, like extra clothes, extra diapers, extra wipes. But obviously I do need to take some essentials, especially if we're gonna go somewhere that we're gonna be a long time at, like a zoo, maybe like a big mall if we go to the city, things like that. If we're at the park, I can always just run back to my car real quick, diaper change, quick snacks. And honestly, that's just the easier way to store extra kid stuff, because carrying all that stuff around, trust me, it gets heavy. Your back starts to hurt. Even if you don't think it's much, once you're carrying your newborn all the time, once you have the backpack on all the time, it gets to be a lot real quick. These next two items, I haven't decided which one I'm gonna get yet, but basically I'm looking at a double stroller and a new car seat for my toddler. For the car seat, I just plan to use my current car seat for my newborn and just repurchase the newborn inserts. Again, it got lost in the move and all that fun stuff. And what I like about that car seat is that it fits the current stroller that we have, which is a single stroller. My toddler is obviously growing and getting bigger, and I do plan to keep her rear facing, but I do want to get the convertible car seats, the one that rotate. So when it's time to switch it to the front, or honestly just for easier access to put her in the car seat, we have the option ready to go without having to just repurchase a new car seat, because those things are not cheap. I was looking at it again recently because I'm trying to find one that I like, and wow, I forgot how much baby stuff can be. Speaking of car seats, I'm so indecisive of whether I want a double stroller or not. Right now, my toddler hasn't used her stroller in months. When we go out, she either uses a little cart to sit in, or she just walks with me. Of course, I don't know what it's gonna be like with a newborn and a toddler. Ideally, I see a lot of moms that baby carry their newborn while just letting the toddler roam around, or have the stroller for the toddler. But I don't know if that is a set solution for me, because the first time around, I got so much anxiety from using a baby carrier, because I did like the little wrappy ones and it was so comfortable. I think she liked it, but I would get anxiety that it was too tight, that she couldn't breathe. And at one time she knocked out so peacefully, and then I got scared. So I woke her up and it took a few seconds. So I was really scared that something happened, and of course she just knocked out, and it was my first time mom anxiety creeping up on me, but who knows if that's gonna happen again. So I don't know if that's my like 100% solution for this yet. Ideally, I want to baby carry, but then again, if we go somewhere like a zoo or somewhere that we're gonna be standing for a long time, I don't necessarily want to be carrying the baby the whole time, because your back is gonna ache. Honestly, I feel like I'm the fun mom. Like, I'm the one that's always running around and getting on the ground. So I definitely still want to be that mom for my toddler whenever we go out. So I need to like give this baby to my husband. Basically, I have no answers. I think I want to hold off on the double stroller situation, but I might post some of the ones I was looking at here, as well as some of the baby carriers I also plan on looking into and maybe purchasing. This next section, I'm just gonna call it the chill station, because it's things for your baby to just chill and relax in while you go do your thing, mom. First up being a baby swing. I feel like the baby swing was such a lifesaver with my first. We did live in a 2-story home, so it was very hey, when we were watching a movie, when we were eating, and we didn't just want to necessarily carry her, we would just put her in the baby swing and she would just swing there and watch us cook, or sometimes it wasn't even swinging, but it was just somewhere to put her down. The only reason we got rid of it is because after a few months it did stop working. So I don't necessarily suggest this brand, and I am going to repurchase it. To be quite honest, I've been searching for another similar type of baby swing, and I'm not finding anything else that I really like. So I'm just gonna go ahead and repurchase this one, hoping it doesn't break down this time. And that is the Graco Duet Connect LX Seat and Bouncer. And what I like about this bouncer too is that you can actually remove the bouncy thing, I guess, and travel with it as well. So if the baby's on the swing and then you decide like, oh, I'm actually gonna go to the bathroom real quick, I want to take a quick shower, but you don't necessarily want to like move her around and switch her up, because that can shift your baby's mood or something. You can always just pick it up and take it with you. Plus, I think that this way she can be a little elevated and watch her big sister playing around in the living room. I feel like I should say this: if you're a first-time mom that you know you want to have more kids in the future, do not be like me, where I just got rid of a few things that I knew I wasn't gonna use again. Or I guess just take better care of your stuff where you don't lose it in a move like me. I know this is a baby video, but I'm gonna include a little postpartum section here. And something I did repurchase again because I threw it out the first time is the Freedom Mom Peri bottle. Now, this Peri bottle is superior to the ones they give you at the hospital because the ones at the hospital are just straight. So it's a lot harder to kind of like reach a comfortable angle when you're peeing, when you gotta use the bathroom. And using the bathroom after you have a baby is not a fun experience, rather a little bit of a painful one. So the water really helps out, and the way that it's angled, honestly, it's so much better. I'm also gonna buy some organic nipple butter again. I do plan to breastfeed this baby and probably do like a combo of breastfeeding and pumping to bottle feed. Of course, we'll see when the baby gets here, but that is my goal. And something I dealt a lot with my first in the early months of learning to breastfeed, because it was definitely a learning curve, a learning situation, is that my nipples really got cracked and dry and they were kind of painful. And that's just the reality of it for a lot of moms, and it was for me. So I did feel like the nipple cream, it does help replenish some of that moisture, I guess. It's like lotion for that sensitive area. And what I like about the organic nipple butter is that it's safe for your baby to ingest. So if you put it on, you don't have to worry about wiping it off if you have to breastfeed again. And this is something that I pretty much used on the daily. I'm also going to be repurchasing some of these little breastfeeding pads that you put inside your bra. Again, why I didn't keep these things baffles me, but this was really useful because I leaked a lot as a breastfeeding mom, and sometimes it would go through my bra, through my shirt. If I was laying down, I slept braless because I don't know what was going through me, and then I would get the whole bed wet. And I quickly learned that if you're breastfeeding, you gotta have a couple more precautions, and things like these little bra pads really help contain the leakage to your bra, especially if you have like people over helping you. It's not fun to have like a stained shirt, you know. Not that it matters because no one is going to be checking it out, but they do have a little range of colors, which I think is cute. But then again, it's inside your bra and no one's going to see it. I will also be repurchasing the Haka pump. Now this one I did throw away because I think one time, this is gross, I left milk in it one time, it got dried out, it smelled gross, you know how that goes. So I just was like, okay, I'm done breastfeeding anyway, I'm just gonna toss it out. It's not really that expensive, it's like about 11 to 12 bucks. And the thing is, I misused this product so badly in the first 3-ish months where I didn't even use the product at all. And once I started using it, I realized on how much milk I had been essentially wasting. To sum it up, I basically couldn't figure out how to let the pump stay attached to me like a little suction cup. But once I figured it out, I collected so much extra milk, and any milk that I can store away for when I'm not home, for if I pump and I can add it to that collection, that is so helpful. I was not an overproducer, I was like a just enougher. So those little collections, whether they're like an ounce or less, they add up and they're actually really helpful. You use this product when you're basically breastfeeding your baby on one boob, and then you can attach it to the other and it starts collecting, because when you breastfeed your boob, it doesn't recognize which one is getting the milk. It's gonna leak from both. So to not waste milk, you need a Haka. I would say if you also plan to manually pump, I did enjoy the Mandela manual pump sometimes because I feel like I got so much more milk out of it from my other breast pump that honestly sometimes if it wasn't positioned correctly, it wouldn't really collect a bunch of milk. Now, since we're in this like feeding / postpartum category, I feel like I jumped from the postpartum category to feeding. But with that being said, I do plan on getting a new breast pump only because my insurance covers it per birth. I do have to double check on that, but I do have the old one with my first and I enjoy it because it's the discreet one that you can put inside your bra and you can walk around, you can go to the store. And like I said, I did enjoy that one. I just need to buy some new parts, but sometimes I honestly felt like it didn't collect all the milk from my boobs, and I would have to go back in and manually express, and actually I would collect a lot more. So this time around, if my insurance does cover it, I want to get another breast pump that is one that maybe I can use more at home, that's more reliable to take out all your milk. But if my insurance doesn't cover it, then I'm sticking to this one. and I might repurchase the Medela manual pump, which I did like. Not that this is a need, but I do plan on buying those lactation cookies. One, because they're just delicious. And two, I feel like they do help with the lactation. It's not this magic cookie, right, that overnight you're gonna produce 5 more ounces than you did the night before, but I feel like it did help when I was consistent with it. Plus, I just like cookies, you know, so I'm gonna go ahead and buy it. And guys, that is basically everything that I am buying for baby number 2, at least that I can think of. I do want to reiterate that, guys, newborns, you don't need a lot. They basically just sleep, poop, and eat. But I do have a lot of things on my list because they are a little more of a luxury item. All in all, these products are just to make mom's life just a little bit easier, my life just a little bit more comfortable, and that's all it is, guys. If you're a first-time mom, I hope this video gives you some ideas on some items you may want to add to your registry, some things that I found helpful. And with that being said, that is everything I have for today's videos. If you guys enjoyed, please give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.